Welcome back. So now I'm going to take it further. We have already mapped the customer journey and identified pain points. We need to take it forward and resolve these pain points. At this stage, it is worth pausing and understanding that it is a product design journey. So the use case is product design. Let's use circle framework to make it easier for new product managers. Before I explain the circle framework, feel free to use any other framework you like. Circle essentially stands for comprehend the situation market, which is what, why, and how, identify the customer, report customer needs, cut through prioritization, list solutions, evaluate trade offs, and summarize your recommendation. We had already completed C, I, and R when we did market research, identified customers, and identified their pain points, and did customer journey mapping. Now you need to understand that though we have identified pain points, we can't and shouldn't try to address all pain points. So now let's consolidate all pain points before moving forward. So we have got these pain points. Let's prioritize them. For now, I have used Kano model to prioritize them. You can use any other model. It is compelling, and in this case, it can prioritize them quite well. Now we can use ChatGPT to write product requirements or create epics and user stories for these. Let's use first point in must for our exercise, and I highly recommend you use others and practice. I will ask ChatGPT to write a product requirement for the lack of job security and stability pain point. Now this is pretty good. So you can see that it has captured good details here. We can further use it to identify KPIs for it. We can use ChatGPT to write epics and user stories and even identify North Star metrics. So you can see it is covering pretty much all the necessary details and it is doing it quite well. In fact, in the separate tab I'll show you, I have asked it to create epic and user story for a payment feature, which is quite common in any website or mobile app you are building. I can even use it to get the definition of ready. Now, when it comes to something like definition of ready, you have to modify it. So all these points won't be applicable to you. You need to remove the unnecessary ones and modify or add based on your project or product requirements, because it's fair to assume that it will be specific to certain need, product or projects. So your company might have certain ways of doing things, which is ways of working. Your definition of ready or definition of done should be coming out of that. But if you are a new business analyst or product manager, I will say it is giving you good details here. So what else? Let's use ChatGPT to come up with our go-to-market, GTM. Now at the high level, I just asked it and you can see that it is checking all the check boxes. But of course, I don't think you can rely too much on ChatGPT because every company is different and how you position yourself depends upon your company, its size, budget, etc. For example, if we are targeting this app for the Indian market, your go-to-market will be different. Whereas if you were to take the same product and plan GTM for Europe, it would be very different. If you are a startup, your strategy will be different. And if you are a large company, your strategy will be different. But if you are a new product manager or aspiring product manager, this information is gold. Even if you are a senior product manager, your biggest challenge is time. You want to do things quickly and effectively. And ChatGPT could be like a calculator for you. You can generate information like product requirements, epics, or user stories, modify them quickly, and start using them. But remember to modify them based on your ways of working. Because there are a lot of companies today which don't even use product requirement, they just use epics and user stories. And there are companies which are still using product requirements. So just make sure that you are using it according to your company's need and work culture. You could be a seasoned business analyst or product manager, but you might be new in the company or domain or working on a feature you have never worked on before. This is quite common for tech professionals. For example, I have never worked with SAP. Now, if I have to start, I can spend much time learning it or use ChatGPT to get a specific information I need to move forward. And it is a lifesaver if you are a new product manager or business analyst. When you start your career in general or join a new company or team, chances are you'll go through existing documentation. If it is good, okay, or else you will depend upon your peers to seek information. You will reach out to them multiple times and likely come across as amateur and hit your initial impression. This is where ChatGPT can help you. It is an entirely different picture if you approach someone with relevant information and then seek their feedback. So it is beneficial for you. Now we will use ChatGPT and see if we can train it on a McKinsey case study and solve it. So you can get these McKinsey case studies. Some of them are there on their website. This is the URL. Or you can just Google McKinsey case studies for interviews and it will take you there. For training purpose, I will first provide it with the link, then copy paste content. Now it does provide a framework to answer the question, but it doesn't give an exact answer, which would be too much. In fact, the day it does that, I'm pretty certain it will replace consultants. So, but you do have good information to start with. It is giving you good information. So if you look at this framework, if you're a new guy, you know how to break it down and how to approach the case study. In fact, I asked the second question dealing with numbers, and if I compare it with an answer on McKinsey's website, it looks different, isn't it? Alright, so this is your assignment. Solve the case study and share your responses with me. See why these numbers are different. I can tell you ChatGPT is fine if you are using it as a calculator. That is, if you are just asking it, multiply this by that. But if you were to give it large content which contains a lot of contextual information, chances are it will struggle. It won't be able to solve the case study on its own because it will lose the context. That's why when you are dealing with case studies, you have to be careful. So though it is absolutely fine for tasks like writing requirements or use cases, when you are giving it a specific task. But for complex case studies, supply a smaller chunk of information for training it. So if there are 5 pages, there will be some information on the background, there will be some information on the challenge. Use that information, supply that information in bits and pieces. It is perfect if you want a quick high-level summary of a long document. Consultants will find great value there. If you were to skim through a large document and take notes manually, it would take hours. But with ChatGPT, you can get that information in minutes and then use it as a personal assistant to get specific answers to solve the case study. Don't rely upon it to solve complex case studies. Smaller ones should be fine. So if I am working on a complex case study, I will first supply everything to get high level information. Then I will supply specific sections of the document and ask specific information. When I say specific information, it doesn't mean the specific questions which the case study is asking to solve. It simply means that, let's say I want to find out how many people are there in Mexico or how much they are spending on transportation and things like that. Then I will compile all that information and use it to answer the case study. Remember, it was just launched a few months back and is currently based on GPT-4. Earlier, it was on GPT 3.5. GPT-4 was launched just few weeks back. So if you know how to use the tool, you can expect much better performance in the coming months, even to address complex problems. And if you need help with any specific use case or scenario, contact me through LinkedIn or mail me. I will try to help you. Okay? But I must say, start using it. In today's day and age of AI, you cannot ignore an important tool like ChatGPT and not use it to optimize your workflow. Okay? Thank you.